And there we go, that microphone is on. Welcome everyone, and glad to have you all on board. I'm not quite ready for the day. I got home late. Traffic. Man, I hate traffic. Of course, this city is just not doing the best that they can with traffic. It seems to be getting worse, and they say, oh, we're improving it. We're putting in light rail transit all over the place. Yeah, creating traffic jams and saying, oh, it's going to turn around and take all the traffic off the roads. Except for they don't understand the city is growing. That's just, now you've got more cars, you got more light rail transit, you got more people movement. We hate traffic too. Tanto, I agree. Anyway, welcome everyone. You're watching a VolcanoX live stream. On the screen right now, archive footage from our wonderful Rebbe in Iceland. And I'm your host, DrFox2000. I can hear you, DrFox2000. From Sharon Stewart. And thanks. Anyway, welcome everyone. Glad to have you here. And of course, let's say a hi to our wonderful moderators first. We've got Arizona Snowman and Piggy and Sue and CND Boy and Siggy and Yvonne Kunkel and Gary 24/7 Live, AZ Skies, sometimes Lucas Snow and Joseph Fields, Texas, and Mona Lisa Smiles. So that's our lineup of moderators for right now. There could be others as well, but welcome moderators. Glad to have you on board, and welcome to everyone. Thank you to Billy Bob Joe for his $2 super chat. Awesome. Thanks for helping out and supporting the show. And of course, that'll pay some electric bill down the road there, as long as we can keep going with it. Anyway, so yeah, I guess we could say hi to everyone in here. Not that many people right now. Welcome to Perfectability 999 and Billy Bob Joe. So Brian and Billy Bob Joe and Sharon Stewart and Tanto Volcano. Henry Nelson is here. Sharon Stewart, welcome on board. King Cullen also on board. Hermione and Fluffy are here. And let's see, Patricia is here as well. The jitterbugs, yes. Don't get jitterbugs. Especially, I think those are contagious. Sleepy Dormouse is also here. Bacon, fries, and cookies. Yep, we just got to figure out how to get the cheese in there. We can have a poutine with cookies as a snack on the side. The Reborn also here, and let's see, Valerie Fuller, welcome back, and still scrolling up here. Connie Tyree is also on board. Lizoid, welcome, good to see you. And Nancy Buchanan also on board, or in the house, or something like that. Let's see, who else we got? Got Nancy. Susie is here, welcome Susie. And still scrolling upward, looking for other fine names that I may not have mentioned yet. And I am up as far as I can go. And I don't see anyone else. I think I got you all. Anyway, Henry was the first one in today, Henry Nelson, and he got the cookies. So, way to go, Henry. And let me put this back down to the bottom, see if anybody else snuck in while I was up at the top chatting. And I think we are good. I'm a thrice plus here. Sharon Stewart is here. Oh, hang on, that's 4 times thrice. What's that make that? Quadice? I have no idea. What's a 4? Oh, 3 slices of cheese. I think that might be enough for quadice. Quadrice. Quadrice? I have no idea, Sharon. Anyway, welcome everyone. You know, sometimes I wonder about what goes on in Iceland, and of course And did Tom, yeah, there's a Tom and Pepper also on board. Welcome, you guys. Triology and +1. Triology. That's too complicated. Anyway, I was looking at the harmonic tremor chart earlier. At lunchtime, I did a little peek, and I thought, is this thing going to pop or what? Anyway, this is what we were looking at. And I really do have to wonder, because, when we see this, I seen it on the upward trend all the way through, and I thought, oh good, we're going to get somewhere. And then it drops back off. So yeah, a lot of business going on, and not sure what the heck we've got there, and why that is doing what it's doing. And it should have actually put something out, but I don't think it did. Unfortunately, we don't have any live cameras on there anymore. They've taken the views off on there, and we can't see what Rebbe is doing, or if there's any smoke or anything going on in the neighborhood. At least not on my screens. I don't know if anyone else has anything live left down there in the valley. But I didn't see anything from RUV or MBL or Visa, and unfortunately I wouldn't mind seeing what's left over there. Anyway, that is our harmonic tremor chart. So we are definitely seeing some upward and then back down a little bit. Still a pretty good chance that we're going to see a rebound here. I'm hoping that we're going to see something happening. It would really, really be nice. Anyway, quick peek at quakes for today, and let's see if we can get on that quake map. There we go. 59 earthquakes today, so not that many, and that is a big difference in what we were seeing yesterday. 99, a couple of days ago 700. So let's take a look out here first off, and we'll work our way in onto the Reagan's Peninsula. This one here from 2103, 1.5, 9.1 kilometers down. This one is from 1442, it's a 1.33, 10 clicks down, getting onto a land right near the lighthouse. Well, the lighthouse is over here. Actually, it's right underneath the steam power plant. It's a 6.6 kilometers down, 39 for him. And then a smaller one, a 0.51, 5.2 clicks down from 336. Moving over a little bit more, taking a look in the middle of the peninsula there, we see a 0.5, and that's 42 meters down. 12:23 was the time on that one. I don't think that's, because it's so small and isolated, I don't think it's really going to do anything. Anyway, looking over here, this is where the Blue Lagoon is, and that, of course, the other power plant. And off to the east, we have this, a 0.23, 3.2 kilometers down, a 152 this morning, and a 0.79, 5 kilometers down from 654. And leaving that, looking at this outline, that, of course, is our Fragile Fjeld area. That's our business area. And notice what they did here? Yeah, it's a green. You know what green means. It's no longer erupting. Anyway, that's the old Siggy Fisher location. And that's, Ragnar's location. Siggy Fisher over here. And our Rebbe vent right in there. And, yeah, it's kind of disappointing to see that they've changed it and downgraded it to a green. So that's kind of lets us know what we've got going on. Anyway, 0.93, 8.7 kilometers down, 1251 for that guy. The one close to Rebbe is right there, 0.29, 6.7 kilometers down, 8:49 this morning. The one at Lear, very small one, 0.04, and that is 1.9 kilometers down from 635, and the other one from 709 at 0.28, and that is 4.5 kilometers down. So that's kind of what we got going right there in our area. And this one here, 0.65, 4.2 clicks down, 18 minutes after 1400. This one is from 1335 or 135, a 0.94, 6.6 kilometers down. The other one is also in the lake there, 0.39, 7.3 kilometers down from 3:36 a.m. Sliding over a bit more, we see this, a 0.15, 6.9 clicks down, and 3:03 was the time on him. And next one, 0.13, 7.5 kilometers down, 8:40 was the time on that one. Then we've got a few bunched up here. This one is a 0.42, 3.4 kilometers down from 10:53. Next is a 1.51, 10.1 kilometers, just about 2. And that is at 13:25. And zooming into the pile here. Latest one that shows up, the one with the red dot, 0.7, 7.9 kilometers down, 22:04 for him. This 1.11, 6.2 clicks down, 8:57. The 0.67 is 6.9 kilometers down, 11:02. And next we've got from 3:43 a.m. 0.75. 3.9 kilometers down, another 0.9 down here, 4.4 kilometers down from 3:34 this morning. There's the other 0.9 from 17:04, 5.2 kilometers down, 1.36, 6.2 clicks down, 11:46, 0.7, 6.2 kilometers down, 15:51. And we got a 0.95, 6.3 kilometers down, 8:32. And yeah, I'm wondering if we're going to see anything in that area. People are talking about magma in certain areas, and I have no idea if that's true or not. Anyway, 15:07, a 0.48, 10.8 kilometers down, and that could be this area. I don't know. Maybe other areas. We'll see. Let's go down here. Maybe it's in this area. I like magma. Anyway, 1.1, 5.6 clicks down, 17:05. 1.2, 3.8 kilometers down, and a 9:43 for him. A 0.91, 5.2 clicks down, 9:43. And at 9:47, a 0.46, 9.1 kilometers down. We had one here at Eyjafjallajökull at 0.7, 3.3 kilometers down, 21:32. And the other one here is a 1.05, a surface quake, 135 meters down, 8:13, likely ice movement. And we got these guys. Yeah, where did we? 1.1, 5.6 clicks down, 17:05. Yeah, we got these. Never mind. Let's carry on. We'll go over here, see what's happening in these ones. 0.66, 16.4 kilometers down, quite deep, 28 minutes after midnight. 1.35, 11.6 clicks down from 9:23. Let's not forget that 0.52 surface quake, 135 meters down, 2:41, likely ice movement as well. This one here, close to Grimsvatn, is from 2055, of magnitude 1, 4.1 kilometers down, and a 0.2, 9.1 clicks down from 21:25. Nothing at Bardabunga. And sliding up here a little bit more, we have Astia in this little circle. We'll see what we got here. 0.53, 10.4 kilometers down, 9:05 this morning. 5:21 a.m., a 0.15, 135 meters down. Now that's a little different. That's scary, actually. being a shallow quake. If it opens up, get some water into a magma chamber, we got a kaboom. A point 0.01, 1.9 kilometers down from 54 minutes after midnight. Next from 205, 1.18 and 18.7 kilometers down. That's deep again. 0.8 or 0.08, 5.8 kilometers down. 216 this morning. Yeah, we don't want no big kabooms. Well, actually we do, but we want to wait till the cameras are all set up to watch them. 205 is 2.05 at 3 kilometers down from 1146, so that's a little bigger than usual. 7.1 clicks down, 1734. 0.21, 8 kilometers down from 5:53 a.m. and 0.35, 3.2 kilometers down of 9:46 is the time on that guy. And next one up, 0.39, 4.3 kilometers down, and 23 minutes after midnight is when that came in. Let's grab these three. 0.9, 10.3 kilometers down, 2009. 0.31, 10 kilometers down, 8:50 this morning. And at 6:43 a.m., 0.35, 10 kilometers down as well. Let's move over and see this 0.38, 10 kilometers down, 2:10 this morning. We'll keep going over. 0.73, 10 kilometers down, 15 minutes after midnight. 21:59, a 1.3, 6.9 kilometers down. And a 0.1, 5.8 clicks down from 1826. And a couple more to go here. 1.87, 10 kilometers down, 2:13 this morning. And the other one over here, 0.84, 10 kilometers down from 12:17. And just checking to make sure I didn't miss anything out in the water, nothing out there. And nothing further out here in the Reykjans Peninsula, or Reykjans Ridge, I should say. So that's your earthquakes for today. And really not seeing anything new, wonderful, or delightful, or crazy. You know, like I said, the harmonic tremor chart to me was interesting, seeing the uplift here, and then all of a sudden it dropped off. And that is so disappointing. But it is what it is. Not much we can do about it. How is Askja? Well, we just looked at it. I don't know. Askja, as far as rumble chart, is all over the place. But we don't know yet what's going to happen in Askja. I think we have a report on Askja today. And just looking, we've got, yes, one on Askja, one on Torfalljökull, Sheldon, and the volcano report. So three reports. We will get to them. We definitely will. And let's see, what put us back here for a second while I'm yakking. And I don't know if you guys have seen that. Anyway, I'm getting hard of hearing. Yeah, look at that. Exercise. I thought you said extra fries. Disappointing. Anyway, I just had to put that back up. Piggy sent that to me, and Askja was erupting in 1875 with a huge, dangerous eruption. Yes, Sophie, that's correct. Irish Monk was telling us about that. He said it was really shooting up there. And that is kind of crazy. But, I mean, you know, he was there. He's seen it. And so it's all okay. Sorry, you had to have a drink of Pepsi. Throat is dry. Let's see. Well, what else we got that we can throw in there right off the bat? Just trying to because we're kind of behind a little bit here because I started about a half an hour late. I'm trying to figure out how to fill things up and go from there. So I'm reloading things on the other side here. West Coast, no, that's not up, is it? Let's see, we can have a look at a few other volcanoes in a second. Maybe we'll see if we can find some. I'm trying to anyway. Let's see, a volcano gray. I hate volcano gray. Oh, again, yeah, it looks like a Fuego is not going to let us see it at all today. I hate that. Oh well. Nothing we can do about it, and I'm just looking to see if I can spot Popocatépetl. I know they had that yucky storm going through there, and that wasn't that great looking, so yep, actually it did kind of peak out about 2 hours and 40 minutes ago. So let's have a quick look at Mexico's Popocatépetl, and there it is. You can see it right there in beautiful living color. And of course, Mexico's Popocatépetl is about 70 kilometers southeast there in south of Mexico City in central Mexico on the plateau, and that is pretty awesome. That's what we're seeing, or what we've seen earlier there, and like I said, that is about 2.5 hours ago, roughly, and it's been in and out of the clouds, kind of. This is, what is this, about an hour and 20 minutes ago, and then it got back into the clouds, so it spent a little bit of time out, long enough that we could see it's still puffing and definitely putting out some gases, as well as a small tephra without any doubt. We know that during the night it was still glowing in there, so obviously there's still lava sitting in the top of the volcano. Fuego, I said I was going to go take a look at it, but you know, the best we can see is right here, and that really doesn't impress me. I don't know if that is a plume or not. I can't tell from the volcano, this one that's sticking up. There's so much cloud in there, it is just absolutely horrible. If we go a little further, yeah, it's just not meant to be today, I guess. So yeah, volcano gray it is, and let's leave that screen alone, and we'll make that one smaller. Well, we'll put it back on live first. That's the live shot right there at 1749. Unfortunately, raining and snowing up in the Popocatépetl. Next volcano on the list, of course, this was from 1745 today, and that is a look into Masaya volcano in Nicaragua. You can definitely see the lava down in the bottom. I think we picked the right time, and the smoke isn't too bad. You don't ever want to fall in that pit. If you fall in there, there is nobody coming to get you back out. Okay? That's how it works, because you'll land in that lava, and well, that'll be the end of that. There won't be anything left to rescue if you do fall in. I know I'm being a sadist every time I say that. Let's take a look at Recon de la Vieja, and I think that's not Recon de la Vieja. That looks like somebody's chair on a table with fire extinguishers in the background. All right, let's leave that one be. And this one here, of course, I did refresh it, and just as I got in, it's the sunset basically happening on Lascar in Chile. Not much going on there. It's a pretty quiet looking. And of course, the one from Laguna del Mole not visible. And the stuff that we have from Villarrica, well, looks like lots of clouds there as well. So We've seen a little bit of glow up there, just a tiny bit. So you know it's hot, but that's about it. With all that cloud in the way, and there a little bit of that glow right in there. So you know there's something happening there. Just we have no clue what it really is. All right, so that covers that guy. We can possibly continue on here. Where was I going to go next? We can possibly go over here. Let's take a look at, where is that? Is that this one? Yeah, we'll try that guy. Make that bigger. This is Merapi in Indonesia. And that current time, 6:52 a.m. As you can see, very, very heavy clouds there as well. And we may not see a heck of a lot, but let's try this right here. There was some eruptive activity at 3:34 a.m. You see those clouds are definitely in there. We happen to have a hole right there just to see this particular eruption. Wonky donkey, welcome. And what? Waves to, is Irish Monk here? I didn't see Irish Monk. If Irish Monk is here, welcome. And welcome to the normal player. And let's see, anyone else I miss here? We had definitely seen Wonky Donkey, so hello to him too. Anyway, that's what was going on there earlier, and yeah, it didn't get any better. I'm just looking to see if there were any more holes in between here. It looks like it was cloudy pretty much the rest of the way, so not a heck of a lot that we can take a look at, unfortunately. Moving on to the next cam, and that of course is our wonderful Mount Ruapehu, and I don't know if we're going to be able to see. Oh, well, maybe. Hang on. We had something going on there. Oh, they're moving the camera. What were they looking at here? Looks like somebody was trying to do something. This, of course, from earlier. This is about 36 minutes ago was when they were looking at that. I know they were moving it now, so I don't know what else they're peeking at. But it had clouds in the way for the most part, so we're likely not going to see a heck of a lot there, and I think I will not worry about it. Oh, they're zooming in on something. I don't know. He's looking for the neighbors. I have no idea what he's doing. They run that cam, so interesting. Okay, people in the garden. They're raiding the garden. They're stealing stuff. Caught red-handed. Okay. Oh, there's more people stealing stuff. Anyway, let's. That is live, and that's what they're doing, checking things out. Looks like we've got a big pumpkin right there. I am not sure what that's all about. The New Zealand pumpkin. Okay. Pretty cool. Anyway, there is the very little bit of Mount Ruapehu that you can see. It is very heavily snow covered, so they're doing their thing. Let's leave that one be. We'll go to our next shot, and that of course is the view of Taupo itself. There we go, better view. The entire lake, of course, is the crater or a caldera for Taupo. You can see Mount Ruapehu in the background, the big white thing up there. That's not cloud, that's actually a mountain. And that's what we're seeing right there. So that is pretty cool that we can see both in one shot. But really not much else going on, lots of traffic today. So all cool. Let's make that smaller again. We'll fix that up. And it looks like we are just about, oh, I should put that back on live as well. And make that one smaller. we're just about at a break time here, so let's see, we can maybe squeeze in one more volcano real quick and see if I can find that guy. Whoop, it's not that screen. How about this one? That'll work. Make that a little bit bigger. That is Semeru off in the clouds, and they too had bad weather. And of course, Semeru is on East Java, basically just to the east of our wonderful Merapi, and it's, I guess, between the two of them. When one gets the weather, it will move to the east as well. Let's see if we can back that up just a little bit. Whoop, I want to go back 10, 20, 30 seconds or so. See if we have any kind of an explosion. So I'm watching right in here to see what popped out. If anything violent really happened, or it just started puffing smoke. Usually when you see the billowing, it's usually got a little bit of a bits of ejecta with it, and some tephra, volcanic ash, that kind of stuff. And it should be just about puffing out there. So oh, hang on, maybe I should let it play. That might work a little bit better. I don't know why it stopped it. We could be waiting forever. There you can see it puffing out. So yeah, we didn't really get an explosion up top like what I was hoping for, but we can see a little bit of a plume of ash / cloud. So that is pretty awesome. And that is our wonderful Mount Semeru. And Semeru, of course, East Java and Indonesia, for those who are not familiar with it. And if we go back even another 5 or 10 minutes, we'll be in the cloud work. So really not that much more to add to this for today, and we'll leave that one be. Let's take a look at Mayon and see if that happens to be up. And I don't know if he got another one in today. Yeah, he streamed 30 minutes ago. Unfortunately, we missed his stream already, but let's pop that in. And that was at the beginning, and I don't know if he has seen any lava flows there. I'm just kind of scooting across here to see if we can find it right at dusk, or dawn, I should say. Yeah, just in the wee hours of the morning, we're not seeing any glow at the top of that volcano at all. And some smoke up there, and our cloud, and that was what it's looking like. So kind of quiet there today, and yeah, looks like lots of cloud coming in. They were getting some storms and stuff in that area as well, so a little bit difficult sometimes as far as getting some decent shots from there. Anyway, yeah, if we move that a little further, that was the last of what he was sending there, and really not the greatest. So let's leave that be. It is a time for me to have a break. Gonna put you back on the canned lava. Pardon me. And I better let that flow. There we go. So that is moving along. For those good people who have not yet hit the like button, give it a quick bop if you can, please, and thank you. Also, for those people who are new or sitting out on the sidelines, peeking in from the lava lounge, or the lurkers lounge, please do hit that subscribe button if you haven't done that as of yet. Hey, I see Oz just popped in. Welcome, Oz. Good to see you. Okay, on those friendly notes, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'm going to go take a break. I'll be back 5, 6, or 7 or so minutes. And after that, we will have bacon seeds. So keep smiling, and I'll throw some music on for you. Here we go. I'll be back. And the microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX live stream. And thank you for the welcome backs from Tanto and Sue and Kevin. Appreciate that. And also welcome Arliss, seeing you snuck in as well. And thank you, Oz, for the welcome back. And I hear you, DrFox2000, from Sharon Stewart. Oh, and there's that wonky donkey saying, "Hi, Daddy Fox." Funny, funny. Hey, have you drilled any more holes for us there, Wonky? And Debbie Brady also on board. Welcome. Good to see you. And yeah, so let's do our thing that I said we would do. VolcanoX? Yeah, this is called the VolcanoX. We do the live stream. It's called VolcanoX live stream, Debbie. Hope you know that. Let's see. We have the big banner. See right there, VolcanoX live stream. That's what we call it. Anyway, we have bacon seeds now, so we're gonna go take a look at bacon seeds. And I know they're not as much as fun as volcanoes. Or maybe they're more fun. I have no idea. Here's the last one from yesterday. And of course, Piggy sent us a whole pile of new ones. So there's a Piggy sending. And boom. Well, I think we might have seen him before. Or them. The basketball players. The Harlem Globetrotters. Globetrotters. Trotters? Trotters. They're Globetrotters. Oh, punny. Okay, next, a bacon seed. Somebody's enjoying playing with the ball. And that's a beach ball. And look at the smile on his face. Obviously enjoying it. So they can slam a dunk. Ah, yes. I'm sure they can. Next one. I don't know who that pig is. I don't know who the other one is either. But, okay, so, yep, that is definitely pointing the arrow at the pig. I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't know if that's a nice boy or not. I don't know. We'll leave that be. That was one of Piggy's pictures, so, hey, you got any concerns? Talk to her. Next one is this, and wow, that's a bacon seed, a tiny one, pretty cool, and awesome. And let's see what the next one is. These are from Costa Rica. This is a Costa Rican bacon seed. They got them down there too, pretty awesome. Next, a bacon seed is this fella. He's in the cage saying, "Let me out. I want to go play in the real grass. They've got me in a rubber room. All I can see is grass." They should take one wall down so they can look out at least. A poor guy. I have a mini pig. And, is that what it says? Cool. Anyway, next, a bacon seed. Oh, another little one. He's so small. Fuzzy, too. I like him. That is awesome. All right, let's carry on, and we'll take a look at our next wonderful bacon seed. And that is this one. Saying, "Oops, sorry, Mama, I have to go over there. I don't know how to walk around your nose yet. We'll just wander this way." A very young one, and of course, Mama is kind of okay, and you can walk that way. You're okay. And that is pretty cool. And let's go to our next bacon seed. What a little Spanish I know. Yep. Well, I don't know any any more than cerveza por favor, or no entiendo español. Me llama Doc. No, that's my name is Doc. There you go. And of course, he's a cute little guy smiling away. And let's get to our second last bacon seed. And I don't know about that picture. That looks a little funny. I think we might have seen him before, but I think that is weird. His snout, I don't know, tiger pig. Yeah, we have seen that before, but I'm just kind of a little baffled by that picture. Mi madres is bonita. Oh, it's a beautiful. Okay. All right, one more, one last directional snout. I'm wondering if maybe a go-go gadget extension on there or something. Somehow I think a Star Wars. Yeah. Gold tiger eyes. Yep, let's go to the last bacon seed for today, and that is this one. And if you haven't gone aw yet, you will now. And that is just a cute little bacon seed, likely less than a day old, and or maybe a 2 or something like that, but very, very young. Yep, a newborn, and looking pretty awesome. So those are our bacon seeds for today, ladies and gentlemen. And a big thank you to Piggy once again for providing the wonderful bacon seeds. And that is all good. And thank you very kindly. Hopefully she's resting, taking it easy. And she's still working on trying to get her appointment. So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully we'll get good news from her in the next few days. I just found the keys and Dr. Fox Piggy's pins them above her bed, and she got a smile on her face. So also I got a big tin of pins on her bedside table. Wow, she's supposed to have the pins. Those are for you to get a poke with. But you found the keys. I'm surprised. Now get out of there and let her sleep. All right, let's go to other things. And I think we wanted to take a look at a few volcano reports. Let's take a look at the one for Askja first. And of course, there is Askja of Volcano Central Iceland. Inflation continues. Yep, somebody didn't pay for it, and they don't have any price control, so inflation will continue. The uplift at the Askja volcano continues. Yellow to orange and red areas represent most inflated area. Okay, so in other words, in this area of the lake, the lake, I'm sure part of the lake has got some inflation underneath the water as well, but that is the area that it is swelling, and that is usually an indicator that something is amiss, and we'll see what happens. Unrelated, so we won't bother going there, but it does look lavely. Let's get rid of that. Let's see what we got here. So the inflation at the volcano continues. In Asar, basically monitorings of the volcano consider the central part of the caldera, western and southwestern outer part of the Viti crater. The most uplifted during July and August period. A source of magma remains unchanged at a 3-kilometer depth. In other words, it's not far down. And according to geodetic measurements, there are no indications of magma reaching shallower levels. Now, I don't know if you guys remember me talking about this way back when you have that magma chamber, and if that magma chamber fills up, and once it's full, it kind of sits there. If there's not enough pressure to make it to the surface, it will just kind of sit there. And what, especially if it is full, what happens, it coats the entirety of the magma chamber, of course. So if you get a little bit of pressure relief or release, as in the plates separate a little bit, and it takes just a smidgen, it doesn't take much. You take 2 centimeters of it widening all of a sudden because of a quake or something, completely takes the pressure off the volcano or the magma chamber. But that coating that has been presented to the upper portions literally acts like a concrete shield on the inside of that magma chamber. And, if you have that happening a couple times, it puts some layers in there. And then when it does come time for an eruption, you need a lot more pressure to be able to break through that. Once you get to that certain point where we're going to see an eruption, we're going to have some bigger earthquakes to bust through that stuff. So if they're saying it's at about 3 kilometers down, we're going to see some big quakes, somewhere around 5 in magnitude, 4.5 to 5, to be able to break through that existing material, and if it is in fact concreted in. Anyway, that is kind of what is going on there. So hopefully that'll help you out with a little bit of information. And of course, if it does pop, it would be really awesome to see that guy go. Unfortunately, because of where it's located, it's not going to be one that's going to be telecast as easily as others like Ragnar and Siggy and Rebby. So let's go to the next one, and I'm going to have a little bit of a problem with this name, and it's DrFox2000 volcano in Iceland, a new inflammation beneath the central caldera. And this is another spot in Iceland, so we could see something happen there as well. The central part of the caldera is being uplifted since June, yellow to orange to red areas, and that of course is inside here. Now I hope they have a map to show where this guy actually is located to make our life easier. Nope, it doesn't. It has a nice picture of Merapi though. I gotta like that. Anyway, we'll see where it is on the map in a little bit. The latest ground deformation measurements of June reveal an uplift of the volcano. The central part of the caldera has been inflated by a few centimeters by visible in both ISAR and GPS data. This is presumably reflecting a continued magma accumulation under the surface. No significant seismic changes have occurred since the beginning of the uplift so far. And this, the DrFox2000 volcano, central volcano, located north of what is it? Dalsjökull. Myrdalsjökull. I don't know if I said that right, but that's a Katla. And south of the Forum Button Lake consists of a large area of silicate and intermediate volcanism in Iceland. During post-glacial times, only narrow fissures or fissure zones at the west end have been active, producing mostly silicate lava flows lava domes, and tephra. So the most recent silicate eruption produced the whatever that is, a big long name, a lava flow about 900 AD. So yeah, a little time ago. The fissure system is along a trend with and was active at some time in as the basaltic Wiedewont fissure system of Bardabunga, a central volcano, in 1477. That's a long time ago. Anyway, yeah, if that one is to be correct, and that kind of looks like an area that I'm sort of familiar with. If we go to the earthquake map here and go over to look at that, and let me see if I get in the right place. So it would be somewhere around here, and there it is. So that's the area we've been seeing all those quakes in. And this, of course, it says 1477 was the last time it popped. But this area, I think I've mentioned before that it is a bunch of that basaltic or silicate lava flows that we've seen. The 1477 one was the basalts, but this whole area. And it's really rough looking if we look at that. So pretty cool to see that. Anyway, let's finish off with the other stuff here. Where'd that go? Okay, so that's good for that one. And let's go and look at the other one that everybody is dying to see. And that is Shishaldin. Where's Mars 2028? And there's Shishaldin, and it's puffing. Shishaldin volcano, Aleutian Islands, Alaska, of course, erupted. Eruptive period ended. A resumption of activity is likely. Yeah, we've seen this before. It shuts down today and starts up again tomorrow. So, minor ash emission from Shishaldin's summit crater on August 15th. And that is what we're seeing there. So definitely a little bit of stuff come out, and it definitely has thrown out a lot of material to melt all that snow off. Any other photos there? Nope, I don't think he's at Shishaldin volcano. Let's go to the next one here. What's it say? Alaskan Volcano Observatory reported that the recent eruptive episode decreased sometime during August 15th. The seismic activity declined. Neither significant explosions nor ash emissions are no longer detected. The volcano has been only steaming since last morning. Okay, satellite views depict a sustained thermal anomaly at the summit, indicating the pressure of hot volcanic material. In other words, yeah, it'll do this again tomorrow. So that is pretty awesome. Anyway, that takes care of those. Now, one of the things that we were talking about before was undersea volcanoes, and there is a little bit of a list here, and wonderful that Sue got the link for this, and she did that. So I'm gonna repaste that, and there we go. This is for undersea volcanoes, and that'll be cool. Live from Iceland has a view of towards Katla. Sue, yes, he definitely does. But he doesn't have anything pointing at Askja. Okay. Anyway, that is an awesome list, and you can see some of those big ones in there, and they're all over the place. So we have a lot of activity in a lot of different places. Italy, Japan, British Arctic, Antarctic territory, Easter Island, New Zealand, of course, a bunch of times, Azores, Indonesia, Spain, US, Canada. This is interesting. Where's that guy at? And if we look at that picture, yeah, so, and that's in Canadian waters. There's the Queen Charlotte Islands and Vancouver Island here on the British Columbia coastline. So even Canada has some undersea volcanoes. Pretty cool to see, and you guys are welcome to have those, that link that I just dropped in there. Pacific undersea seamounts. Yep, and they are pretty awesome. So if you guys want to do a little bit of research, I'm going to be doing more research myself, so we'll try to figure out some of these and see if we got potentials of things popping in the future. Anyway, that is from Wikipedia, and you guys can always bring that up yourself, but that link will take you right to that list. So there you go. All right, let's put it back on a canned lava for right now, and see if I get it in the right spot, and make sure that canned lava is flowing. For those good people who are here, if you have not yet hit that like button, give it a quick bop, help us out. Also, if you have not yet hit the subscribe button, consider subscribing. That'd be awesome too. A wonky donkey, you have yourself a good night there, a young man, or a young donkey, whatever you want to call yourself, Trevor. Get some sleep and enjoy it. Lovely dreams. All right, for those good people who haven't hit that like button, give it a quick bop. I'm going to go for a break, and we'll be back in 5, 6, or 7 minutes. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. You're watching VolcanoX live stream. I'll be back. And there we go. I got the microphone back on. I gotta turn things off here in the background. Okay, welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX live stream, and relatively a quiet day today for what we've seen so far. So, thank you for the welcome backs from Sue and Kevin Haynes. Appreciate that, you guys. And I hear you, DrFox2000 from Sharon Stewart, and still haven't got that recording. Oh, one day, I'm sure it'll show up. Sue, thanks. I got those links. We'll have a look at those later and see what I can decipher. Right now it's dark there, so probably not a lot of visibility. So we'll see what happens. And let's see. Okay, so we went through Semeru, we went through our Mayon, we had a look at Merapi, we had a look at the Popocatépetl. We couldn't see some of the other ones in Central America and South America. That's all good. We went through some of the other volcano reports. I think it is time to do the actual volcano report, so let's get that out of the way for tonight's show, and we'll see. And there it is. Just making sure I got the right one. The 17th. Have to look at the calendar. All right. Late Wednesday's volcanic activity. 4 volcanoes. Bagana and Bougainville Island, Papua New Guinea. Emissions to 10,000 feet at 3,000 meters reported at 22:15. Luoltalak, Lesser Sunda Island, Indonesia, and eruption to 7,000 feet, 2,100 meters at 2,300 last night. Sangay in Ecuador, no volcanic ash emissions reported at 2,300. At Dukono, Halmahera Island, Indonesia, volcanic ash emissions, or continuous volcanic ash emissions to 7,000 feet, 2,100 meters reported at 23:45. And we've got 12 on the list today. Fuego in Guatemala, possible volcanic ash emissions to 17,000 feet or 5,200 meters reported at 2:15 a.m. And then volcanic ash emissions continue to 17,000 feet, 5,200 meters reported at 13:45. Next one, Ubanas in Peru. Sporadic emissions to 23,000 feet or 7,000 meters reported at 2:30 in the morning. And then continuous ash emissions to the same height, 23,000 feet, reported at 14:40. Askja, Central Iceland's separate report. We looked at that from 4:59 a.m. And Luoltalak, Lesser Sunda Islands, Indonesia, volcanic ash emissions to 7,000 feet, 2,100 meters reported at 5:15 this morning. And Torfjokul volcano, we already read that report from 5:24 a.m. And then Sabancaya in Peru, intermittent emissions to 29,000 feet or 8,800 meters reported at 5:30 this morning, and continuous ash emissions to 27,000 feet, 8,200 meters reported at 15:30. Shishaldin volcano, Aleutian Islands, Alaska, we already did that report from 5:41. And Reventador in Ecuador, new volcanic ash emissions observed to 14,000 feet, 4,300 meters, reported at 6:45 a.m. Next one, Sinabang, Sumatra Island, Indonesia, volcanic ash emissions to 18,000 feet, 5,800 meters, reported at 7:30 this morning. Sangay in Ecuador, continuous ash, volcanic ash emissions observed to 20,000 feet, 6,100 meters, reported at 7:30. And then volcanic ash emissions continue to 23,000 feet, 7,000 meters, reported at 1630. Ibu on Halmahera Island, Indonesia. Yeah, that's Dakono's friend. Discrete volcanic ash to 8,000 feet, F2400. I wonder why there's discrete. The other one's only to 7,000 feet. This one's discreetly putting it up an extra 1,000 feet. 2,400 meters there, and reported at 11:15. And Mayon in Luzon Island in the Philippines, eruption, volcanic cloud, volcanic ash cloud, unknown height, reported at 1,400. And that is the volcano report today. Thank you, Sue, for sending that in, and also the other separate reports. And the seamounts, that was pretty cool. So all awesome that way. And let's see what else we got. Lots of time on our hands, so what shall we have a look at? We can possibly go look at a couple more volcanoes around the world. How about that? I know Etna is not doing a heck of a lot, and it's awful cloudy there. So I'm not going to worry about Etna right now, I think. We might have a look, though. I'm going to see if we can see anything over at a Volcano, and a quick peek. And not a Volcano, but a Stromboli, I should say. And there's Stromboli doing its thing. We see a little bit of emission coming out of that crater area there, and of course when you look at the thermals, you can see it's kind of cooling off a little bit. It's no longer that thick, heavy flow that we've seen in here before, so definitely calming down. And of course the other one, they're showing the vent from the other side slightly, and you can see the occasional puff come out of there. So actually the two vents are going, and you'll see them there and somewhere around here. So that is from the opposite side, I believe, or a different angle anyway. I think it's a different angle, so it's just slightly up higher. Anyway, that's kind of what we've got going on at Stromboli, so nothing crazy or wild there. One of the places that we did want to go take a look at, and everybody's all hot and wondering and when it's going to happen, but that is this place. It's of course Helima-Uma'u crater, Kilauea, Hawaii. And yeah, I'm kind of wondering when we're going to see something happen, and I really don't know. You know, it's interesting to see the way it's sitting right now, and really very little activity there, a little bit of smoke here and there from a couple of vents, but nothing really making us get all giddy. The side vent's still there. And of course the other area, so this is kind of the east end here. So if we're looking to the east, all those quakes are back there behind that ridge, just slightly over the hill. And that's where that swarming has been happening, on that back side there. And I'm wondering if we're going to see something drop out of here, a massive release or not. You never know. But it will prove to be interesting. Yeah, I want to see it early if it does happen though. Alright, don't think much is going on at Kilauea. Yeah, it is one of those things, but you know, it's hard to tell what is really going on there. We might as well have a quick look at the quakes there while we're talking about it. So let's just zoom into Hawaii here, and this is the big island, of course. Nothing happening on Oahu. Maui's there, and of course here we go. So one out here in the water, 2.1 from 2054 yesterday, and that is that's okay, normal depth. 2.0 from 11:24 today, 1.7 from 8:02, 2.2 from 8:41, and this guy here is a 1.8 from 17:21. So that is basically the new ones in the Pahala area. Those ones are all between 26 kilometers down to 37 kilometers down. Now, quick peek. I just want to see. Yeah, just these two up on the hill here on the side of Mauna Loa. Anyway, what is it? 26 kilometers west of Volcano, Hawaii. All right. Anyway, yesterday's 23:34, 6.5 kilometers below sea level, so or 6.7 kilometers below sea level. This 1.7 from yesterday as well, 21:29 from 8.9 kilometers down. Next one on the edge of the hill would be this guy, 2.0 from 10:46 today, and 4.6 kilometers down below sea level. And let's take a look at the other ones here. We've got this one here, 1.9 from 1943 yesterday, 5.9 clicks down. 2.0 1959 yesterday, 4.7 kilometers down underneath the caldera and underneath below sea level. Okay, so quite deep. Pardon me. 4.0 from 1942, and that is 2.0 1942, 4 kilometers down for him. And this one is a 1.8 from yesterday at 2028, 6 kilometers down as well. These two new ones over here, this one is a 1.8 from 1801, 1.5 kilometers below sea level, and the other one is a 2.7, and that happened at 1803, 2 kilometers down, and that's also below sea level. So you've got at least a kilometer and a half to get up on top of that surface. Hopefully that'll happen. Anyway, that's what's happening there in Hawaii. So we didn't see too much going on there. Quick peek over at Yellowstone, and get my camera going there. Why is that not working? Let's try that again. Jellystone work for me this time, please. Oh yeah, now it's working, but they're not pointed anywhere nice. Anyway, that is a Yellowstone, and not that bad looking. I do have some nice weather. Lots of people out there enjoying the geysers, and we see the geyser kind of spouting up and down out there. Pretty awesome to see that. Anyway, that's what's going on there at Yellowstone, and of course somewhere in the midst of the crowds, whether it be on this side or over on the other side, or maybe even hiding in the backwoods there. Yogi and Boo Boo are looking for picnic baskets, and that can happen there. So you got to be careful. Yellowstone is a fantastic, large place with lots of wildlife, especially picnic baskets, thieves, and I wonder where the park ranger is. Anyway, that is what we got going on there. I don't know what else we want to show here real quick before the break ends. We did have Hawaii on there. What are they zooming in at? And there's the closed area. You got some guy standing out there with his arms crossed. He's the guard, no? I'm waiting for something to come run out of the woods and get him. Get him! Old Sasquatch back here. Just standing there, minding its own business. Not moving or nothing. You can see. And it's got a head, arms, legs, standing there. And when you see him wander away, you got to be careful. You know that's pretty darn tall. Anyway, the Boo Boo Yogi Crime Syndicate. Well, of course. And I'm sure that park ranger is in on it. He's gotta be. He's gotta be. Size 25 shoes. How do you know, B-Matt? Big feet anyway. I guess that's why they call him Bigfoot or Sasquatch. I guess, maybe, sort of. All right, let's go over to the other place and let's see. Maybe you can go get an ice cream real quick. Well, let's see. Yep, you will be able to. Incoming, and the ice cream boat is incoming. We are in Japan, looking at Sakurajima volcano, and the ice cream boat. Very important over here on the left-hand side, incoming, and it will be docking here shortly. So get down this road and follow that down and get to the lights, hang a left, go down to the dock and wait for the ice cream booth to open up. Or if you take your time, you'll get there just at the same time, and you got about 3 minutes. So anyway, that is what's going on, and there's the other boat coming. Looks like we got a double whammy, or maybe he's leaving, I don't know. But let's go to the next shot here. And I didn't click on these since I redid that, so we will have commercials on everything. Darn it, I hate that. Egos, let go of my ego. Let's get rid of these commercials. Okay, what do we got? Oh, and that is ASO. Alright, ASO in the clouds, unfortunately, so we're not going to see a heck of a lot there. Yeah, even earlier here we had just horrendous a cloud in there, and I don't think it's going to be visible at all. Oh, maybe, just a tiny bit. Very early in the morning, you've seen very heavy rain, but you do see the off-gassing. So, of course, that is SO2 and steam coming out of there, and that is an active caldera or active pond within the huge ASO system. This is what everyone refers to as ASO, but ASO is truly a massive caldera with 4 villages or large towns in it, etc., so lots of stuff, including the school that this camera is at. So that is what we're seeing there. That's a pretty wild, and continuing to do its thing. Going to put that back on live, and looks like still kind of raining there. I guess you get used to wet weather in our wonderful Japan. Let's go with the next one. Hopefully the commercials are done. Yep, that is a close-up camera, and I don't think it will show anything of Sakurajima. I'm going to make that smaller again. We'll go to this one, and of course that is Sakurajima, and definitely got lots of clouds sitting on top of it. So, and even earlier, really not going to be able to tell much. That's kind of what we were seeing at 5:40 a.m. Then we get into the wee hours. At nighttime, you see it was raining and not a very good weather. Going back 9.5 hours, we do see it might be a little glow there, but then again, it might be a lens flare from here as well. But that is the volcano doing its thing. If we go back a little more, do we see glow? Nope, too much cloud. One more shot here, and no, nothing. So, yeah, if it did pop, we certainly don't know about it. And that is it for those guys. I'm making sure they're all in the right spot. Yeah, this is Asama, and Asama is in the clouds as well. Let's see. Oh, maybe we can see a little tiny puff. There you go. You can definitely see it. It is there. It is off-gassing amongst the clouds. This is 6:52 a.m. That's about 3 hours and 6 minutes ago, as when that was happening. And if we go back a little bit earlier, we do see it puffing some more, and 6:26. So definitely continuing to do what it does, and that is throw out all kinds of gases and likely some steam and SO2 amongst other nasty gases. Let's leave Japan there, and we'll make sure the ice cream boat has docked. Yeah, that one is docked. The other one is left. He's left the building. He's leaving. He's going. So you do have ice cream. You can get some. And all good. Okay, let's go back to our lavely lava. Give that a little kick. Make it a flow. And did we miss a little bit? Yeah, we did. All right, we'll let that flow for now. And I am going to go and take a break. Yeah, there we go. So, hey, if you haven't hit that like button yet, give it a quick bop. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing. And on that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'll be back in about 5, 6, or 7 minutes. Don't go away. Keep smiling. Here's some wonderful music to keep you entertained. I'll be back. go. The microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching VolcanoX live stream. And, yeah, we got a good Rebbe Fisher or Rebbe event showing there on the screen. Of course, archived footage from July 19th. And thank you for the welcome back there from Sue and Billy Bob Joe. Good night to you. Saying much love, Doc. Good night, Billy, and all the best to you. And let's see. Oh, you are not done. I hear you, Dr. Fox 2000. Woo. Okay. What do you mean I'm not done? Okay, thanks, B. Matt, for the 5x5. And, Sharon, are you leaving? Oh, good night, Sharon Stewart, if you're leaving. Saying, at B. Matt, oh, thought it was over. No, it's not over. We're not over. Party. Not leaving? You're confusing, Sharon. You're confusing her. I'm confused. I'm going to go stand in the confusion corner. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I don't know what was going on there, but I thought about it. Not very long, but did. Anyway, I know. Funny guy. Real funny guy. I saw a good night from a Doc and thought you had missed the goodbye ritual. Oh no, I'm nowhere near done. I'm in the confusion corner too. Hi, Sue. There's a party going on in the confusion corner. Let's everybody go there. Oh boy, it's all a good, Dr. Fox. Oh, I hope so. We only like to do good. And it's a round building. Oh, it's a round building. Oh no, that's even worse, Sharon. How can we stand in the corner? Oh boy. Really confused now. It really is troublesome. I don't know. The web we weave. Okay. Let's pause the lava. Let's go over here. Where is the corner? Yeah, I have no idea. We were looking at, well, we already did Hawaii, so we can zoom out and we'll leave that be. Let's take a look up here. Nothing new in the Kamchatka Peninsula. Really not seeing anything new along the Aleutian Islands either, or nothing large there in Alaska. There's always little quakes. Zooming in here a little bit, and looks like Northern California's got a couple of little guys. 4.1, 4 kilometers east of Petrolia, and they would have heard that or felt it, and that is somewhere down here. Petrolia, I believe in this area maybe. And yeah, they would have had a little bit of a shaking going on with a couple of the other ones there as well. 2.0 for that guy, this other one 2.1. But yeah, the 4.1 definitely would have been noticed from 1508, 31.9 kilometers down, and they would have likely felt that all the way over here to Eureka. And maybe even a little on the southern side. We do see another one over here at 1.6 at Redway. Very small. So we're going to leave those be. Let's slide down a little bit more. This one is kind of odd. Well, 3.4. And San Clement Island, I think is what they call it. From yesterday at 2317, 5.8 kilometers down. And not too far away from LA, I guess. And I don't know if anyone would have felt it out there. That's quite a ways out. We'll leave that guy be, and we'll slide down a little bit more. We don't see anything huge happening there in North America. Actually, what's this guy here? Colorado at 3.0. That would have been interesting. 11:20 was the time on that, and that would have been 5.1 kilometers down. Cool. Next one down here near Mexico, the western side, 4.7 from 5:12 a.m., 46 kilometers down. On the eastern side, we see that one off the coast of Honduras. It's 4.8, and that's 15:11 was the time on that, 10 kilometers down. You usually don't see too many on that side, but hey, they do happen. Sliding down into Colombia, we see a 4.6 from 7:28, 54.1 kilometers down. Then there's a 3 here in Colombian mountains, and that would have shaken things up. A 6.3 from 11:04, 10 kilometers down for that guy. Definitely a shaker. This one here, a 4.8. From 11:40, 10 kilometers down, and the other one is from 11:17. So those were the aftershocks. 5.7, 7.9 kilometers down for that. So a little bit of a shaking there. And then we have this guy down here in Chile, and it's a Chile 4.7 from 1942. And yesterday at 103.4 kilometers down. Nothing new in the South Sandwich Islands. Moving on over, looking at New Zealand, nothing new there. Kermadec Ridge area, we do have this guy of 5.2. It's actually Tonga, Tonga area, but that is a Kermadec Ridge. Tonga area is what they're calling it. 10:31 was the time on it, 5.2 in the magnitude. And 10 kilometers down. The other one also in Tonga, 4.4, 6:50 a.m., 144.9 kilometers down for that guy. These other ones are Fiji, 4.6, 10:18, what is it, 560 kilometers down. The other one's 4.5, 2:04 this morning, and 583.3 kilometers down for that guy. For a 4.5. Next one is a 4.3 from 4:47 a.m., 552.7 kilometers down. So that is what's happening there in Fiji. And looks like we got here one Loyalty Island region, I think, maybe. No, well, it's Vanuatu nonetheless. And that's from 1828. It's a 4.5, 125.8 kilometers down. Nothing else in Vanuatu. And getting over here in Papua New Guinea area, we do see some old ones, nothing new. And this one here, this is of course Java, Indonesia. And this is a 5.3 from 22:28 yesterday, 58.4 kilometers down. Jakarta's right there, and then of course Krakatau is right there. If we zoom in on it, see, there it is. I tell you, it's right there. All right, let's zoom back out. Moving up, top end of Sumatra had a 4.7, 7:16 a.m. From today, 10 kilometers down, and another one out in the water, 4.4. And that's from 1520, 114 kilometers down for that, 4.4. Sliding over a little bit more, looking, and we see this Zoo Island region of Japan, 4.9, 1834 was the time on it, 440 kilometers down, quite deep, and we'll leave that one be. We don't see anything else in the Italian area or over in Greece. Nothing new in Turkey, nothing new in Africa or Saudi Arabia. But we do see this guy, and this is a 6.0, and that is from 1041, and that is 10 kilometers down. 6.0 there, and we had this guy over here, which is about the right place for that, for an antipod, and that was from the 14th at 7:51. This one is from the 17th at 10:41. I don't know if it takes that long for an antipod to show up, but it certainly is there. The other one, of course, being of a size is right there, a 6.3 in Colombia. And that is a much fresher quake, so I don't know if that being today, these are too close to the antipodes. That one and that one could very well be, though, because they are on opposite sides of the planet. Possible on Navedo del Ruz in here. I don't know. And I thought Navedo del Ruz was a little further in this side. Maybe it is there. I thought it was here somewhere. But yeah, that would have definitely shaken things up there for sure, Sue. Navedo del Ruz would have been shaken a bit. So, not stirred, but shaken. Anyway, let's go over and we will do our SO2 map right away here as well. So, interesting quakes, and windy.com there. I'm just getting that back on there so we have a fresh copy of that. And oh, no wonder I feel so yucky today. Extra SO2. All right, let's have a look at our SO2 map. And there we go. So, yeah, wow, look at the monster sitting over northern Alberta and British Columbia. I hope that clears by the weekend. I need that out of there. I'm going up to Fort McMurray. It's bad enough on a Monday. And this, of course, is of course, the Canadians are going to get blamed for the SO2 because it's coming from Canada, even though it is likely from Alaska. It's coming down into the U.S., and that is what we're seeing. So, yeah, that looks like it's emanating from here as well. I don't know if that's truly where it's coming from. Kamchatka Peninsula, we're still seeing quite a bit of activity there. From it'll be Shivlish, Klyashevskoy, and Karimsky, and a few others are there. And of course, we are looking at other stuff. I don't know if that is just a remnant. We know that there was some real heavy stuff flying around Yukon and Northwest Territories. A huge wildfires, huge evacuation. Okay, and that is very possible. That is up higher though, and I don't think that SO2 is from that, unless it's over here. And there's not a lot of people up here, so that is kind of interesting. Anyway, eastern Canada still looks clear, and looks like western U.S. is pretty good. It's kind of the North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska cutoff line there, Kansas, and everything east, kind of seeing that. Looks like we do have a slice in here of some rain or something that is likely washing it out of the sky, and that is going all the way down to Tennessee and then kind of curving back up. So we'll likely see that move to the east, and everybody gets a little taste of it over there. Florida looks pretty good. Actually, down here in Mexico, looking not bad. There's that circulation, the storm, kind of working its magic to get rid of the SO2 from Popocatépetl in Mexico City. We are still seeing quite a bit of SO2 come out of Central America, as well as Navedo del Ruz, which is sending more stuff kind of a northerly direction, and it's getting redirected from Panama back into the Pacific as well. Sliding down a little bit more, Ubanas and Sabancaya would be in this area, kind of making that little plume, and then going down into Chile, seeing some of that stuff from Chile is interesting. Now, yesterday we were talking about these areas down here. Some of it is a remnant from other locations, and some of it is, of course, a fresh off-gassing, a fresh SO2 coming from somewhere. We did post that link for the sea mounds and stuff earlier. Thank you, Sue. And, you know, it's kind of interesting to see where it might be coming from. And this area, of course, is loaded with seamounts. So your guess is as good as ours, right? Anyway, looks like we are seeing some come from a White Isle volcano, which is just north of New Zealand. Still seeing our regular stuff in Australia. Tofua out here in Tonga, still doing its thing. Vanuatu would be this little plume down here. And Gawa and Aoba, there in Vanuatu, are doing their thing. That's Yasur down here, I should say. Yasur in Vanuatu. Boy, I messed that up, didn't I? Anyway, and of course, normal stuff from Papua New Guinea. Luotolak still doing its thing, still fairly heavy from our wonderful Samaru, not as bad from Merapi. And looking here, it's hard to tell who's actually off-gassing most, whether it's the city of Jakarta or are we seeing it from Krakatau. But it is kind of combined there, likely not so much from Dempo. And over here we see a little bit more SO2, and that is from Marapi and Kerinci. And then we have Sinabung making this mess right there. Not seeing anything come from Barren Island, and that's okay. Ibu and Dakono are working together with the discrete SO2 they're delivering. Mayon and Bulusan out here on the peninsula, and they are quite a ways down. I think that is, am I in the right spot? Yeah, that is Mayon. And Bulusan is this area here, I believe, if I have it right. Or is it over here? Somewhere over there. I have to look at it again. Yeah, that is Mayon. Yep, that is Bulusan here. So, at least I think it is. Or is that it here? This is it. Sorry. Had the wrong place. Yeah. Bulusan. So, Bulusan there and Mayon there. So that gives you a little bit of an idea. Hay River and Yellowknife Yellowknife was evacuated? Wow! Yellowknife has about 40,000 people. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. And the worst part is there's nowhere for them to go. 40,000 people is a tremendous amount of people. Hopefully they are out of there. Yellowknife is under wildfire threat. Wow, that is horrible. Anyway, Japanese islands out here still continuing to produce their SO2. And of course we are still seeing a kind of a darker area right around Suwanoshi-jima right there. And of course this is Sakurajima, not as bad as yesterday for sure, but still doing its thing. And ASO, of course, putting a big plume to the north as we move along. And we see Tokyo, not bad, but we are still seeing quite a bit more from over here from Asama. So that's kind of what we got there. China looks pretty normal, heavy pollution. India, same with South Africa, central area here, Nyamuragira and Nyiragongo in Democratic Republic of the Congo doing their thing. Some of this may be from Urta Ale, not sure. There in Kenya, I guess, is where it is. Anyway, that is not so bad. The other heavy spots here are pretty much from what we're seeing at the oil refineries in Saudi Arabia, as well as Kuwait and Iraq and Iran. And why is this map looking funny? Did that not work? They got Saudi Arabia labeled up here. That should be down here. yeah, they put Baghdad. Somebody messed up the map. Oh boy, because Sudan. Hang on, what happened to Egypt? Egypt is now up here in Greece. Okay, apparently I wasn't around today. The planet shifted, according to this. What is this now? Egypt is now in Turkey. Beirut is in the middle of the Black Sea. Mosul is way over here in Russia. Hey, what happened? All right. Yeah, this is really gone. Oh, Somalia is now in southern Arabia and Yemen. Oh boy, this is fun. What else did they mess up? Well, Mozambique is still in the right place. Yeah, I was wondering why this said Kenya. It's supposed to be Ethiopia. Oh, there's Ethiopia. I guess that is now a part of Saudi Arabia. Oh, there's Yemen. I guess Yemen is no longer a country. Okay, and that really messes me up. Big wildfire northwest of Yellowknife, east and southeast too, but further away. Okay, that is no good with those wildfires. But anyway, let's take a look at this other mess. And this big cloud here, we know that came from, I wonder, can I refresh this? I'm going to try. No, they still haven't. Oh, hang on, they did put the countries back in the right place. Oh, good. All right, they moved them back. I guess that was just a temporary planetary shift. Anyway. The eruption from Etna left out a very large plume of SO2. It is now moved into Greece and across Greece, places like Kos. Piggy did tell me this morning she noticed a little extra there, harder to breathe, and of course, this is where our wonderful Mount Etna is, and flowing out of the SO2 in this direction, Stromboli right there, and the volcano. Hard to tell if volcanoes doing anything, but it is in there. If it is, it's very light. And that is pretty much it. So looking over here, Iceland, nothing. And we want to see some SO2 from there. I'm not trying to be mean. I just want to see something. Wandering countries, yep, nomads. I don't know what we're going to do, but that was weird to see that map all messed up. Kind of threw me for a loop there. But I guess the Gulf of Aden is back to where it belongs. NV. No, and 3 boppers. No triple bop, not yet. Have patience there. That normal player. A triple bop is still something that is on the drawing board. You don't get service right away, you know. I'm lazy. Actually, I'm not lazy, I'm overworked is what it is. You got to remember, I work all day long, and then I come home and do the stream, and typically I burn in 3 or 4 hours on that. So, gee, you know, there's 12, 13, 14 hours of my day gone already, and what else do I have time for? Eat and go to sleep. So, it is one of those things. Anyway, that is kind of wild to see some of those big things, and of course Yellowknife is here, and I'm kind of wondering if we go back in time. Let's see if we can actually do that. Yellowknife is not, you know, with the fires around it, that's not producing all that SO2, is it? No. If we move back a little bit, I wonder if it's I'm not seeing it unless there's more fires there. So that's kind of interesting. Anyway, well, I'll leave that be. It is a time for me to take a break and actually overdo a little bit. So let's give you that canned lava back, and we'll show that. And we'll throw you some music. I'm going to go take a break, ladies and gentlemen. And don't go away. And we're going to finish off the show when I come back. So no Poppet. Poppet's sleeping. And here's some music. Maybe. I'll be back. Hit the like button if you haven't done that yet. Also subscribe if you like it. Thanks.
Been so long,
And the microphone is back on. Shoot, guys, our island is on alert. There is a fire on the north end of the island, and now out of control. Getting things together in case the fire comes down south and we have to leave. Arliss, you stay safe and get your bug out material ready. Actually, pack it in the car already if you have to, and get yourself ready. You know, and do what you can. Water down the yard if you're in a house. Things like that. I don't know what else you can do to water down the house, etc., etc. Get everything wet in the area, you know, whatever, if you can. I don't know if there's water rationing or stuff like that, but do that now, and hopefully that'll help with you know, that if your lawns are wet and you get a spark landing on a wet area, it's not going to ignite, things like that, right? So if everyone does that in the area, you can potentially save an area very easily. I hate hearing about wildfires. I already told the story about us losing our store and things like that, and you know, fires are devastating. That's why I have a bug out trailer. You bet, they're Lizoid. Definitely a good thing to have. And yeah, it's and hi, by the way. Yeah. What I was looking for fire retardant roof paint. I saw it once on walls wetting. I have a hole in it. Yeah, the fire retardant roof paint does work. That is something to consider, as Kathy, if you want to be a little safer. I don't know how long it lasts, though. I would assume after a couple of years being baked in the sun, it becomes ineffective. But the other alternative, of course, is tin roofs with proper backing underneath it, so it doesn't burn through, that kind of thing. I know it can get expensive. It's one of those things. Yep, the roof. On wetting walls, we have a hole in it. Yeah. Yeah, I hope you can patch that up or something. But yep, a paintable fire retardant is something that is available. So you can get it in 5-gallon buckets and spray it on with a sprayer. I know it does exist, because I've seen it myself. So definitely something you could get. Anyway, let's get back to talking about volcanoes. So we did look earlier at things. Yeah, cut the trees away from your house. That's the other thing. Yeah. If you leave the fuel at your house, things will burn. And if you keep that fuel away, you will have a better chance of survival. And I know everybody always says, oh, it looks so nice with this tree there and that tree there, but you got to remember, those trees are fuel for the fires, and a little smolder here and there can do that. Okay, I saw a heavy metal roof down the $1 million beach homes. Okay, Dr. Fox, I have a low Lowe's account. Yeah. Those are things to consider, and you know, that's something to always be ready for. You know, like keeping a neat yard with no debris in it is, I think, one of the bigger things. Um, you have the trees away from the house, and your driveway and things like that are free of grasses and debris. So you kind of create yourself a barrier. Need a fire break around the house, including everything a wooden remove from the house. Yep, that is the problem. Most problems are, most houses are wood. That's the big thing. It's like you see some of the old westerns that they used to show out in the countryside. Everything is gone but the stone chimney. So what's that tell you? If you got stone walls, those places, they still have stone walls. Everything else is gone. No roofs, no nothing. So cool. Anyway, I don't know if I have too much more to add to this wonderful stream for today. We are a little bit without a live eruption somewhere. I was hoping a Kilauea would kick in, and unfortunately it hasn't yet. I'm sure it will within a day or two or three, and we'll see what happens. Actually, volcanoes, as I always say, they are unpredictable, and we never know when they can pop up, or when, like with Etna, I didn't think Etna was going to erupt. All of a sudden it's popping like crazy. Other ones to consider is, of course, Kilauea. We know things have been happening there. And, as far as will it erupt, I'm sure it will. It's just when. That is the big thing. Same thing goes for Askia and those other places, and that we think could have something. She is on one of the smaller islands, from what I recall. She's not on Vancouver Island. Bob is on Vancouver Island. I hope everything is good there for Arliss. But yeah, that's one of the things out there, in that area, in Vancouver Island and the small islands. They do have some very large trees, and I mean very large trees that could, if they do catch fire, it's bad thing in that sense. Like if I don't know where exactly she is, but I know on the Vancouver Island and Quadra Island, as an example, the places that I've gone, they of course have some of the cedar trees 150 feet tall, and those are big trees. Yeah. Gabriola Island. Okay, Sue. Yeah, I heard of that one. She's on Quadra Island. It's about 25 kilometers or 25 miles long, 6 miles wide on the south end of it. It burnt years ago when my great parents lived here. They had to go into the water to escape. Oh boy. Arliss, so you must be close to what do they call it over there? Treasure Bay. You know that area where they have the old hauntings and stuff? Treasure Bay. I don't know if you're familiar with that area, Arliss. I remember that we camped out there as kids when I was living on Vancouver Island. So with the school, we went out there and camped. It was pretty cool. And they, of course, they told the old spooky stories about the pirates that were down there, and or is it a Treasure Bay? Yeah, I think that's what they call it, Treasure Bay. And of course, on the other side, you would see the lanterns of the pirates at night. Anyway, pretty freaky stuff. So all good. Yeah, Quadra Island. I actually haven't been in the northern area, so that is kind of neat there. But yeah, Quadra Island, just off of Vancouver Island, and hopefully everything will be okay there. Let's see. What else I got? I got nothing. I have nothing else to add. Anyone else have anything that they want to throw in here, something to talk about, or no? If not, I will wrap up the stream for tonight. Not as much excitement that we want to see. I mean, I'd like to see an eruption somewhere, so fingers crossed that we'll get something in Iceland, perhaps, or even something in, well, more Mount Etna would be good. I wouldn't mind that. Or Hawaii. Gabriella is about 50 miles away south. Okay. Yeah, that's further down. Yeah. But yeah, Quadra Island, the closest place over there, I guess, would be over to Campbell River. That's where the ferry goes, between Quadra and Campbell River. So easy to get to. Yeah, I think that's it. We'll wrap up the stream for tonight. Just hang on for a second, guys. There we go. All right, so yeah, let's finish it off. So fingers crossed that we are going to see something happen, and hopefully something decent and good. I'm going to let the stream run for another, what do we got here? We got about an hour worth of lovely lava flow, so I'm going to let it run for another hour for you. So we'll shut it down about 9 p.m. thereabouts. So you can continue watching here, ladies and gentlemen, and enjoy the lava flow from Rebbe. Of course, this is archived footage, and we make no beans about that. We don't try to sell it as a new footage, of course. People do that. I don't know why. Anyway, that's what this is from the 19th of July. So thank you, everyone, for being here today. Only had one super chat, a $2 super chat from Billy Bob Joe. Thank you very kindly, Billy Bob Joe. Appreciate that. No new members, no redone members here, so that's all okay. And let's see, what else we want to throw out there. A big thank you to our moderators, Arizona Snowman, and our wonderful Piggy, and Sue, and CND Boy, and Yvonne Kunkel, and Siggy, and Gary 24/7 Live, VZ Skies, as well as Lucas Snow, Joseph Fields, Texas, and Mona Lisa Smiles. So thank you, moderators. Appreciate your wonderful hard work. I really do appreciate yours, Sue. Thank you for the volcano reports. Always a pleasure to be able to work with those and see what they are. And that is about it. Thanks, everyone, for being here today. Only one real thing left to add is have yourselves a wonderful evening, a wonderful day, or a wonderful night, depending on where you are. And please, please, tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We'll see everyone tomorrow on Friday at TGIF, or it will be. Anyway, good night and take care, and oink oink.